cool for our garden. And it's a planter and it's a fountain.
And a fountain,
all
right.
together. I think this is cool. I love the sound of water and how relaxing it is.
Exactly. So not just a planter, not just a fountain. And you're looking at that. That's the one that's creating all the noise right there.
Right.
That's the one that has the little trumpet fountain head on it. But we also have that water bell. You get both the fountain heads on there. So one gives you a little bit more noise, and then the other one gives you that really neat look. Is that the one right here where I am?
Yeah, where you are. That's right. So where Peter is, the one you're seeing right there, we're calling that one the small.
Right. Oh, this is the small, yes. And that's the water bell fountain head. But you get both. So no matter what size you get, you're getting both of the fountain heads. But yes, this is the small.
That's the small.
Basically a single tier with the fountain inside.
Yeah. And then the medium is the 2-tier.
2-tier, again, with the same fountain inside.
And then the 3-tier, that's the big one, you know. But this one is very limited. We've got about 2 dozen left. If you want the big one, and I will tell you real quick, it's called large, and it's 41 inches in height, 32.5 inches in diameter, and it's just a presence. They all have such a great presence.
They really do. I mean, if you're looking for a focal point, if you're looking for something to really be that centerpiece of your outdoors. Now remember, because the way this is put together, and we'll show you how to do that in a moment, you can have this on a hard surface, so if it's on a hard deck or a patio, that's great. If you want to put it in the mulch beds or on the ground elsewhere, that'll work as well. It's got a beautiful base, powder-coated steel around all of them. And then you see you've got that cocoa core. That's going to be the liner. That's where you're going to put your potting mix or your potting soil in there. What this is going to do, it's going to allow that water to drain through, so you're not going to have all the root rot, things like that. So, and it has that great look. Maybe you've seen this cocoa core in the hanging plants. It's very popular with hanging plants, so if you have that, it'll match up perfectly. And then with all of them, you have the fountain in the middle. Now, when you're looking at this, you're saying, wow, that looks really nice. Am I going to be able to do it? We'll show you in a moment. It is so simple to put together. To plant, to add the fountain. The fountain is completely self-contained, so you don't need a water source. You're just going to fill up basically what amounts to just a little bucket in the middle. Then the fountain with the pump, the electric runs all the way down through the middle. The pump's in there, and you can see it also has LEDs down in the water. So again, even adding something at night, which I think is terrific as well. And right here, as I said, that's the water bell fountainhead that we have on there, but you're getting both. So let's move over. I want you to see maybe I think the middle or the medium, where you get the 2 tiers. This one might be perfect for so many people. Not too big and not too small. There's that trumpet fountainhead. Look at that.
Wow.
And that creates the sound. If you want that sound to enjoy your garden and to be sitting outside, looking out over this planter and hearing that fountain, it really is the best of both worlds. So again, just like our small on the base part of it, but then we've added this middle section, and same thing, that self-contained fountain. You can see the pump is down inside, underwater there. The electric goes all the way down through the bottom. And it's self-contained. You're just adding water to that bucket.
I like that. So you don't need to have a continual water source.
Exactly.
Which is great. And I do want to let you know, if you want this medium, we only have about 100 of them left. That's it. I like this one. I like the medium too. It's 26.5 inches high, 23 inches in diameter, and we can add whatever plants we want.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
You are gonna be planting that, so you can see that you've got this first tier, and you're gonna plant all around that. Once you add that middle section, and then you can add all your soil. Let's go over there because you can see how great it looks. But I know you're wondering, is this something I'm gonna be able to do? And we always like to bring you things that are not complicated. It's easy. You're going to be able to do this and have success with it. So again, here's the medium. So it's the 2 tier. They all have the same base. The base will connect without any tools. I'll just do it real quick, but you just basically turn and snap it in there. But I can just put it right on top, and then you're just going to turn it, and it's going to lock into place. And then so here's your first tier. So you're going to put your potting soil and everything in here. Decide what plants, everything that you want in here. And again, you can see how this just acts as a liner, and that's where the water's going to drain through. It's going to look great for seasons. And so then this is your second tier. So all of them, no matter what size you get, have the same pump. There's that little bucket I was talking about. I could pull the pump out. There you can see that's the fountainhead right there. There's your LEDs. Now your electric is going to run straight down through the middle, out the bottom and all the way through, and then you just have to have that electrical power to power the pump, and that's it. Put your water in there and you're set to go. Plant it, plug it in, and you're pump is on and ready, circulating that water. You decide which fountainhead you want. So here we go. We have the two fountainheads. One's the water bell, and the other one is that trumpet.
Okay.
Trumpet will give you a little bit more noise with the water, which is great, but they both look excellent. LEDs, but you can definitely do this. You're just planting the base, and then this is going to go inside of that, and now you have that two-tier, not just a planter, not just a fountain.
It's
look
both.
How great that's going
and
to
so
look.
now you can have that fountain that you've always wanted, and I say this because I know we have a fountain now, and I've always wanted it, and when I got it, I was so excited because I love the sound of it. It's just very relaxing. It is one of those things that when you see a fountain somewhere, do you think, oh, I've just always wanted one, but you know what, I don't have the know-how to do it. Or maybe you feel like it's going to be expensive to have a water source running constantly. But this is simple. This is plants, flowers, water, light, movement. It's all of that together, and it's simple. And I will tell you, if you want the large, we're last call on the large because that one is almost gone.
And I think the large is almost or over $100 off. Our original price.
Off of our original price. The large is $110 off of our original price. The medium, as a matter of fact, is $80 off of our original price.
And the reason I saw that earlier when I was here, that if you've looked around for even just a planter of this size, you know what they can cost. And then you add a fountain, and they can be just crazy when you're talking about the cost because they are so large. They are such a focal point in your landscape outside. This at such a great value and one that you can definitely do. Again, when you look at it and you're thinking, oh, that looks really complicated. I haven't been that great with my planters before. I've never tried a fountain. This is the one. If you're thinking that, go for the medium. That was the one I just showed you how to put together. You can see it's a great size. It's a great size if you want to keep it on the patio or you want to keep it on the edge of your porch. Maybe you have that raised wooden deck that's really common. And you can have this in the corner of the deck. You can be out there enjoying breakfast and you can hear that water trickling. You can enjoy watching those plants and flowers grow up. I mean, what's going to happen when we're looking at that one? Think about the plants you want to plant. Imagine if you have plants and flowers and they can really start to cascade over this area, and then it even covers that whole base and that whole first level, and then you have that fountain. And I like that trumpet one. It comes up a little bit higher, up over. The noise is amazing. And I think what you can do is you even put a little bit less water in here so you get more of a fall. So it's going down even further and making even more noise for you.
This is so nice. And think about this too, when, you know, just as the sun is kind of slightly going down, because you do have the LED lights in there. Imagine when it's like now, I guess the sun goes down at around 8 o'clock or so. You're sitting outside, enjoying the end of the day. You've got the sound of the water, the beauty of the light, the beauty of the plants. These are those things that we've always wanted. And I will tell you, whether you're saving, what is it, $55 off of the small, about $80 off of the medium. The large is now gone, so we won't even talk about that one anymore. But you've got flex pay. So on the small, it's 2 flex payments of $38.98. On the medium, it's 3 flex payments of $39. But it's such a big difference. It's such a big presence. And for me, I always like matching, like a pair, like one on either side of the door or one on either side of the. Think about doing something like that too.
Yeah, and here's, I'm going to let you in on a big studio secret here. What you can do at home, if you get one of these and then you want to change it out quite a bit, maybe you want to change it seasonally, maybe you want to put the poinsettias in there for Christmas.
Good idea.
You can do, many of these plants that are in here right now, see, we've added, instead of soil, we've just got a bunch of that Spanish moss that you can buy in the big packages. You could buy some of those plants in the small pots. Leave them in the pots. Stick them in there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Cover everything with that Spanish moss.
I'll even show you.
I think many of those, is that one in the pot?
I'll even show you.
Yeah,
you see this?
We shouldn't be showing you the behind-the-scenes secrets, but I think it's something that you can do at home. If you're worried about adding all that soil, if you're worried about actually being able to plant them, put them in the pots, and then you can use, there's many different sort of fillers that you could put in there, like the Spanish moss, and just cover it. So that gives you the ability to change it a lot. Maybe you want to start the plants here, and then later on you can add them to your yard, but you can have them on that porch or patio. So it makes it even easier to get this started, like as soon as you get home. Definitely try this. This is so, it looks so nice. It looks like, wow, that's complicated. Wow, that took a professional.
Yeah.
It didn't, because I just told you that all we did was stick the potted plants in there and then added that moss around it, and it looks great.
No, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you told us, too, because I know for me, like I said, my husband is more of a green thumb than I am. I would look at this and I'd say, I love the idea. Can I really do it?
Right.
But when you see how simple it is, because putting it together is a matter of 1, 2, 3, and we showed you those steps. We'll even show you again if you'd like to see those again. The water, there is no continual water source that you have to plug in. You pour the water in, you plug it in, and that's how you get water, and that's how you get light. For the plants, you decide what plants you want them to be. If you just want all one plant, all one variety, or if you want to mix it up, and you're not really a green thumb, you just kind of know what you like, just pop them in there. It's really that simple.
It really definitely is. You could just get some of those, you know, they're really common. It's just like the grasses. Yeah. And you could leave them in the pots if you want it.
Whatever's on sale.
There you go. And you can change it all the time. Like I said, put the potted plants in there. It's so simple. You can water it right in here because any of the excess water will drain right through that cocoa core. And again, that electric is coming out the bottom. That self-contained pump. You're getting both of those fountain heads on there. That water bell is really neat. So if you want to see that really calming look of that water bell, you have that. Or the one with a little bit more of the babbling brook feel is that trumpet one. But this is the one at this kind of value that you can get home and say, I'm going to try it. And then you're going to be like, you know what, Peter and Tamara were right. That was too easy. Yeah. And if you want that little trick of just putting the potted plants right in there, you're set to go. But
I love
this is going to be the one where you're finally going to have success with not just a plant there and not just a fountain, but both.
I love this idea. I'm so glad to see that so many of you are jumping in. I will tell you, if you want the medium size, we only have about 6 dozen of them left, and that's it. It is. It's a good size. It is. And I'll tell you again, that medium is 26.5 inches in height, 23 inches going all the way around. On the small, we call it small, but it's still a really good size. Yeah. It's 19.5 inches in height and then 22.5 in diameter going all the way around.
Right, the base is the same on both of those. So if you just think about it, the small and the medium have that same base. It's exactly the same. What you're doing on the medium is you're taking the fountain's the same, but you're adding just that second tier. Yeah. And it makes, you know, for what, you know, the difference in price, you're really adding that one extra tier, which I think is really nice, getting that fountain a little bit higher. I mean, this could be something that could really be front and center. Maybe it's on your deck. Maybe it's right next to your patio furniture, your lounge chairs, wherever that is, so you can enjoy the look and the sound, and you can have a lot of fun with it. You can change it out throughout the seasons, and it can really look fantastic.
This is great. It really is. If you're seeing this for the very first time and you're saying, you know what, yeah, this is what I can do this fountain. It's not a big stationary fountain that you have to commit to one area of the garden and then that's where it lives for forever, and it lives with the house and you can never move it. This is something that you can put wherever you want it to be, wherever maybe in the summer you spend time in certain areas of the garden, and then in the fall, you know, you spend times in other areas. This is something that you could move around. All you have to do is plug it in. So it's as simple as that. And with the fact that a lot of you are loving the ease of it, and we even showed you the studio secret. Even if you don't want to plant the plants, you could just leave them in the pots. They come in, still water them, of course, you know, still water them every day or every other day, but you do have the sound of the water, the feel of the water, and the light. It's just special. So go for medium, almost gone, or the small. Those are your